Recruiters make mistakes too. Here's what happened. Have you ever been on so many calls in a day that your brain, okay, you crack the egg on the pan, it sizzles because it's so hot. It's all scrambling, right? It's all these bubbles and all this activity happening. That was my brain today after the 12th call. Here's what happened. On the 13th call, I'm having a candidate call. As I said, call like 12 times. I'm having a call with a candidate for a role for this awesome organization. Okay. Now, normally, whenever I have candidate conversation, I kind of have a spiel I go through, a spiel that I go through, a spiel. And it's normally it's like, hey, let's go over the culture, let's talk about the organization, here's the makeup of your team, here's what they're looking for, here's the compensation, right? Like there's a system to this. Okay, so I'm going over it and I'm talking about it, and I'm like, hey, candidate, this is a nuanced role, this is a really new company. Was there any questions that you had? Was there any way that you wanted to direct the conversation? Any way that you wanted to take it? Off the bat? No. Oh, okay. So you want me to just dive in? Okay, let me dive in. So I just dive in. I'm like, all right. So no worries. Let me tell you all about the role. Okay. So I tell him all about the role that I can. I'm telling him about the team. I'm telling him about, well, the role, the title, right? Okay, the title, the role, your responsibilities, the duties, like some of the nuances of it, your first project that you're gonna have. And like I'm talking and I'm talking, and like it's just weird because his face keeps making faces. Like his face is making faces, right? Like, so like I'll be like, uh, so you're gonna be building data pipelines for da 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 da, and he's like, so I'm like, I'm talking, but I don't believe what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, am I saying the right thing? Like the whole time, 12 minutes of like, am I saying the right? Am I speaking English here? Okay, okay. So just confusion, and so I'm like, all right, and so I don't want to get too far into this conversation before we talk about compensation. Like, I want to make sure this all makes sense. And he looks at me and he says, Kevin, I, I'm to be honest. And the second he said Kevin and stopped me, I already knew. Why? Mm, mm, so stupid. I have his profile up. I know exactly who he is. I see him right there. I see his title. I see his history and all that. It's right in front of my face. Okay. And right below that is the real job description for this gentleman and what he does. Okay. Right there on this side. On the split screen side, on this left side, I have no idea why. I have my notes, and then below that, I have the wrong job description. And for some reason, on this call, at no point have I decided to look at the right side of my screen. And so when he said, "Hey, Kevin," I knew that for the last 12 minutes, I had been describing a completely different job. I was telling him about a technical role, right? Like a technical role. Like you need to know Python for this, right? Like you need to know data warehousing for this, okay? And this person this person was a marketer. This person was a marketer. The second I said pipeline, you should have said, "Huh? What? What job is this for, Kev?" Granted, it's my fault. Sole responsibility here. Don't want to make this too long. 5 minutes. This is my story. Look, even recruiters make mistakes. If you notice a recruiter making a mistake, stop them. Hey, Kev, that's not me. I'm not sure if we're supposed to be having this conversation, sir. But that person you're describing is not me. I'm not a technical person. I'm a marketer. And I'd be like, oh my, oh my God, what am I doing? But none of that happened. Anyways, my whole point was just to tell a story. I laughed at it earlier. We were laughing. I mean, I was like sweaty laughing. Like inside, I was like, I felt like "Ooh, I want to get out. Like Snickers bar. Like, can I get out of here? He was cool though. We had a great conversation. Ended up moving him along for the actual role. And I think we're best friends now. So, you never know what can happen. Anyways, it's been 5 minutes now. Appreciate y'all. I don't appreciate y'all. There's probably nobody here. Kev. Bye. Anyways, that's my story. Recruiters make mistakes too. That's all I wanted to say. I'm going to end this. Just make it awkward. Let's just look at each other. There's not even anybody here. Bye.